Hello, I'm Daniel. I wanted to read a very short passage from this book, Cultivating the Empty Field. It's a book I really love. Cultivating the Empty Field, The Silent Illumination of Zen Master Hongzhi by Taigen Dan Leighton. I really like it, but I wanted to read to you a very small passage from it because I was reading it today and it jumped out at me. This is from a section called Self and Other are the Same, but you don't have to remember that. He says, all things are innately amazing beyond description. Perfect vision has no gap. In mountain groves, grasslands, and woods, the truth has always been exhibited. Discern and comprehend the broad tongue of the Buddha's teaching, which cannot be muted anywhere. That's kind of creepy and gross, right? The spoken is instantly heard, and what is heard is instantly spoken. Citizens and objects merge, principle and wisdom are united. So, what's he talking about here? When he talked about, especially I want to draw your attention to, when he talked about mountain groves, grasslands, and the woods, I think this passage is about a sense of wonder in life. I think it's about seeing how amazing the world is, because a lot of the time in our lives, we don't pay attention to how amazing the world is. We see things in a very narrow way, and we're caught up in our problems, and we're not seeing the amazing things that are everywhere. And I think that we love having a sense of wonder, and that's why people like to, especially people like me who live far away from such things, people like to go look at the ocean or go look at mountains or go into the ocean, because it's so big that you can't help but feel awe. You can't help but feel amazing when you look at these things, because they're so much bigger than us and they make us feel so small. But that's not a bad feeling. It's actually a good feeling, because it reminds us that the universe is amazing and powerful and so much more than we think it is. It's so much more than our time on Facebook. The universe is so much more than our favorite TV shows, or our struggles with our ex-spouses, or our struggles with our current spouses, or anything else, or our bad day at work. The universe is bigger than any of that. It is wonder, and there's wonder everywhere. There's wonder in big things like a mountain, and there's wonder in small things. If you really just go out for a walk on a nice spring day and just pay attention to what's around you, you can see wonder everywhere. The sky is beautiful and wonderful. The trees are beautiful and wonderful. Animal sounds. It's all amazing, and we're just missing it all the time because we're so distracted by little things that come at us. We're so held down by our baggage, and we just are missing the wonder of life. But life is wonderful. And so that's what I wanted to get on here and say. I think Buddhism in particular, people often think Buddhism is really negative, and I want to present this as kind of the positive side of Buddhism. And that's something, and again, I'll recommend this book again, Cultivating the Empty Field. This dude Hongzhi, from the 12th century, all he talks about in the whole book almost is just how amazing life is, because a lot of old Buddhist teachers, the teachers he knew and the teachers around in his time, but also the teachers that have come down just through the ages, a lot of them seem really kind of boring and really straight-laced, and Hongzhi's not like that. He's saying, look, the world's an amazing place. And I think Buddhism has a reputation. Maybe not a reputation, but we can very easily jump to the conclusion that Buddhism is very negative, because what's the first thing we learn when we learn about Buddhism? It's the Four Noble Truths, right? Life is suffering. And I think people get hung up on that one and think Buddhism's negative. Life is suffering, the cause of suffering is attachment. That really sucks. It makes it really sound like things are really bad. But then, of course, are we leaving out that there's a way out of suffering? Are we leaving out that this is the path to stop suffering, right? That's the positive aspect. Buddhism is, in that way, positive. But we get caught up in those first two noble truths, and we think, oh, Buddhism's so negative. It paints a negative picture of life. But it doesn't. It doesn't. It paints a negative picture of the way we see life, and we're trying to turn our minds so that we see life in a more positive way. So in that sense, Buddhism is very positive. It says we can do what the Buddha did. We can transcend suffering, and we can see the world as it really is, which is wonderful. Or or at least amazing. Maybe not wonderful, but at least amazing. And the teaching of the Buddha, that the world is amazing, can't be muted anywhere. That means any situation you're in, if you start to really pay attention to what's going on, you'll see some fundamental truths there, because the truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. So that's what I wanted to bring to you. And I wanted to tell you, I love going to mountains in the ocean. I live in Kansas City. I'm far away from, like, what I have is, well, a city. But then outside of that, I have prairies and stuff. If I go outside of the city, I don't have like very tall things or very big, like, so I really enjoy going to the mountains and the ocean when I can. I think the mountains a little better, but that I think there's a lot of wonder in very big things, and I think that's why when astronauts go up to space and they see like the ultimate big thing, they come back and they're changed and they see the world really differently, because just being near things that remind us how small we are, that's a very powerful experience. So that's what I wanted to say today. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Have a good day.